Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the final of the Singapore Sevens. It's Ireland taking on New Zealand. These two sides have had plenty of great matches over the last 12 months. And now it all comes down to this. Who can get themselves the title in Singapore? They were talking about it before the game, about the fact that New Zealand have experienced a final, listening to their national anthem more than 100 times. For the Irish, I believe they said this is only the fifth. But looking through at the Irish starting lineup, it is Gavin Mullen, Terry Kennedy, Billy Dardis, Shane Mullins, Harry McNulty, Jack Kelly, and also Jordan Conroy. For the Kiwis, Fihi Finina-Norfo, Leroy Carter, Moses Leo, Regan Ware, Kitiona Vai, also Dylan Collier, and Andrew Newstub. Now, due to some injuries, it's meant that Newstub's actually taken more of a frontline approach in terms of being in that starting lineup rather than actually heading into this competition. I think he was supposed to be 13th man. Now he finds himself front and centre in an important final. Now the Irish, because Argentina got themselves the win over the South Africans, it actually means that Ireland can't win the overall series title. But they can still make it extremely close. Let's go, Hamish, get some soup and steam. Going for that stuffed up nose. Says James Martin. Yeah, I was actually talking about it in between streams. Like, other than the nose, I feel fine. I haven't got a headache or anything like that. My throat's not actually that bad, even though I've done a lot of talking. I feel like it's actually warmed up as the day has progressed onwards. But yeah, overall, it's just the nose being blocked that has caused the most troubles. They're just on there, Kitiona and Cody Vai, giving each other the big hug there before heading out onto the field. Good luck to the ABs for Namibia, says Quincy, and good luck to the boys, Kiwis and Paddy, says a doctor. But the Kiwis, of course, like we mentioned, they've been there, done that when it comes to titles. They got themselves last leg of the Sevens. Now they are looking for another. It will be Adam Lil in charge of this one. 78th match on the series for that man. And this one, it's got a really big match feel to it at the moment. Looks like the referee's on the sideline, just getting a little bit of technical difficulties maintenance. Don't think he was able to hear the main ref on the middle of the field. Getting better, Hamish. You got this, says the Blues, Nate. Yeah, as long as the nose sorts itself out, we'll be fine. We'll be right as rain, as they say. But we got another stream later on tonight that is taking place in only around 3.5 hours' time, and that it's a contest between Toulouse and the Harlequins, which we are going to be covering, and that is the last one of the weekend. And it's going to be a tough game. It is. Ireland, over the last maybe 10 bouts up against New Zealand, it's been closer and closer compared to the previous games before then. Now, the Irish, I'm not sure if they have ever beaten New Zealand in a game of sevens. I know that they hadn't for a long time, and maybe this year we got to see Ireland pull off the victory, but I could be wrong there. Maybe they are still yet to be able to pull off the victory over New Zealand, but the countdown is on. This final is just about ready to start, and it will be the Irish kicking this one off from left to right to get us underway for the Singapore Sevens final, deep into New Zealand territory and in the hands of Moses Leo. Now Newstub, only 5 metres out from his line at the moment for New Zealand. They have to be very careful trying to attack from as deep as they are, but a great attack and run from Finina-Norfo. Now moves him up to 22 metres out. Jordan Conroy is a speedster. Shut him down, the New Zealand men will be all right. Exactly right. They have to try and stop Conroy from being involved. He's already managed to make a tackle there, Conroy. Now Collier goes back across to Moses Leo. Leroy Carter to Ware. Puts in a good step. Moves to about 30 metres now out from the line on the short side. Finina-Norfo. Nice stepping, but well taken down by Terry Kennedy. Now short side. Leroy Carter versus Terry Kennedy in a foot race. And Kennedy will just not quite be able to stop him. Give it a taste of Kiwi, says Nars Williams. And there as well. But great first try coming in the match for Leroy Carter and for the New Zealanders. Like they've just said, on the short side is where Leroy Carter was able to find that gap. Terry Kennedy, no slouch when it comes to a foot race. But Carter was just quick enough. He's already worked out where the cameras are. And Risipori Lane very happy with seeing that try being scored for the New Zealand side. The kick has missed, so the score will remain at 5 points to 0 in favour of New Zealand. All-time cup finals, New Zealand have played 110 and they've won 68. Ireland have played in 2 cup finals and they have not won one. So they have 0 wins, I should say, because not won one sounds like they actually won the other, but no. They are yet to get themselves a series final win. Nice start to it for my Kiwi boys. Sears Barada, nicely taken by Jordan Conroy, but tackled hard by Kitioni Vai, fell the wrong way, and Jordan Conroy went for the turnover. Looks a little bit ugly at the moment. I believe the penalty will go the way of the Irish. But New Zealand, physicality in those breakdowns seems to be exactly what they're trying to do here up against this Irish team. And if the New Zealand men win here, or where will they be on the series ladder? I believe at the moment they're 5th. If they win here, I think it boosts them up to 4th. I believe they would just go ahead of France, but I could be wrong there. And I mean, you mentioned about shutting down Jordan Conroy. It looks like he's got some sort of knee injury at the moment. Conroy may not be able to continue in this match. It looks like he wants to. He's out on that left wing, but that is somewhere that New Zealand will certainly target if they do get the opportunity. Score says Ivan at the moment is sitting 5-0 in favour of New Zealand after the first 3 minutes. But Billy Dardis now to throw that one in. Your nose is red. I can tell it's burning. It certainly is. But yeah, like I said, other than my nose being like really red and won't stop running, like I'm fine. I'm feeling quite good actually. Surprisingly, it's probably the cheesecake I had earlier on. Some of you guys will know from the Champions Cup live stream. We said all we needed was a good cheesecake and she'll be right. And yeah, we're getting there. There's going to be a knock-on from the Irish now. New Zealand have got themselves the scrum feed, and it was just in the hands of Mullen. Yeah, got stripped by Newstub on his way down to the turf. He's well and truly fired up. He was doing it in that game up against the Australians as well, trying to get in their faces, trying to keep that intensity out there on the field for the New Zealanders. Now Newstub going with the inside ball to Leroy Carter. Couldn't get his offload away, but 22 metres out from the line. Now here comes Dylan Collier. Finds the offload to Finian Norfolk. Gets back up to his feet. Goes again. The Irish want the penalty. They didn't play to the whistle. And that's going to be the try. He just put lipstick on, guys. He's okay, says Ivan. And damn late again, IQ Lad says, Spider-Meg, welcome in. Dylan Collier gets it away to Finian Norfolk. And that man strategically got back up to his feet. Cheesecake sounds as bad as saying pineapple on pizza, doesn't it? But in some regards, like a cheesecake sounds weird, but then when you have one, you're like, yep, this is fantastic. Like, this is exactly what I wanted. It just sounds weird. I should mention, the scoreboard seems like it's doing exactly what it did in the game between New Zealand and Australia for the women's. It isn't updating at the moment, but New Zealand are leading 12-0 in this contest, ladies and gentlemen. They are just showing there the Argentine coach. Of course, the Argentinians being able to walk away with that big title to their name. The New Zealand men doing well so far, they certainly are. Hopefully the scoreboard gives them that recognition very soon as well. Pineapple on pizza is the best thing since garlic bread. Garlic bread's great, isn't it? I feel like that's something I should have at the moment since I'm sick. That'll be a good idea. Although I don't have any garlic or bread, I don't think. Now, New Zealand kicking this one off again. Going up high for that one was Terry Kennedy. Slaps it back across. And Ireland back in possession now. Nice run forward from Mullins. Bro, cheesecake, nothing like that. Not real cheese, my bro. Says Nas. Cheesecake only once a year. Says Ivan. Now Jack Kelly hits it up. It's a physical game at the moment. Definitely in the breakdowns. We're seeing both sides really... Jordan Conroy tried to chip him behind. It doesn't work out, but the ball bounces back onto the side of the Irish. Now Terry Kennedy again goes back across to Mullen. He's got a bit of space. Taken down well by Andrew Newstub. You need vitamin C. I've got some oranges that I bought 2 days ago, which I am going to have one of them after this stream. I know it's going to sting really bad because I feel like my lips are pretty dry and so is my nose, although I'm not planning on putting an orange up my nose, hopefully. Now we'll see what happens. Now going back across. But yeah, if my nose would stop running, like I'm fine. Like I'm feeling bright and dandy. As they say, Jordan Conroy going away to the right-hand side. Just dragged down by the New Zealand defence. And that's going to be another penalty this time for not rolling away against Leroy Carter. We're just talking about Jordan Conroy at the moment. His left knee has given out on him, but he still wants to continue playing. Hi, Amish Bro. Welcome in, Michelle. And good to see New Star back and Passion Fruit on top. And also 69-0. New Zealand take it out. Unlucky for Maneta. Not being there, he's Ferrari, says Braden. And Amish refresh your scoreboard. Luckily, it's now updated, but it's been on the whole game. It's just that they didn't give New Zealand the points. Positive guy respect, says Nars Williams. But yeah, like, I was talking to Dad about it in between streams because I was saying, like, other than my nose trying to constantly run, like, I'm good. Like, no headache, no sore throat at the moment, even though I might sound a bit dodgy, but that's because we've done a lot of talking over the weekend, you know. Now, going across, Terry Kennedy gets the bounce pass, and it's going to be the try for the Irish right at the end of the first half. Mullen manages to score it, that being Gavin Mullen, his 13th on the 7th circuit. That's better, 12-0. Says Spider-Man, and he's back, everyone, no stress. Says Blues Nate. And there as well, but Terry Kennedy got the offload away just in time. Boil some lemonade and slice a lemon and go to bed. You will sweat it out. Boil some lemonade. I've never heard of boiling lemonade. I know that when people boil Coke, it turns into like tar, doesn't it? New Zealand 3rd on the series table. At the moment, they are sitting 5th. But I believe if they win this game, they'll get a nice little hefty boost. A bit higher than France. Don't worry, you always sound dodgy, bro. It's that George. And I think Tony, his influence on me has made me a little bit less filtered. If he's still here, of course. Be sure to check out the 2 Cents Yet Distracted podcast, as well as Heath from Huntley, the video over on Distracted Sports channel. I don't know why I just gave you like a plug, but, you know, check out Tony's channel, Distracted Sports. If you like a bit of controversy, he's the man to look to. Ladies and gents, one moment, I'm just about to sneeze. But yeah, I think I will have an orange after the stream just to try and get some vitamin C in the body, you know. I don't know how long it takes to, like, I was going to say inject vitamin C, but that's not the word for it. To what would you call it? Ingest? No, that sounds like I'm like inhaling it, doesn't it? And flick the man some quiche, or sorry, some quiche. For still calling the games with man flu, says Tony there. I guess that might be why I gave you a shout out. We can call it a 50-50. We're worked out. Looks like you've had a big night sniffing coke. Yeah, I mean, I haven't, I should clarify, but yeah, it does look like my nose is like pretty brutal, I should say. Steam Hamish. I got my mum a steamer for Mother's Day. Maybe I just stick my nose on that. Disclaimer, don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say the disclaimer, or else then I get, you know, I'm liable for any bad decisions that are made. There's a beautiful stadium at the moment. And Singapore, not Hong Kong, Hong Kong last week, of course. Now both sides back out on the field, ready to go for the second 7 minutes. Currently at 12 points to 7. New Zealand have the advantage by 5. And now it's the business end of the match. It's kicked off long by New Zealand. Oh my, that was a big shot coming in from Kitiona Vai, but he bounces out of it and continues running forward. New Zealand had 2 men in the breakdown, but they weren't able to get the ball. Jordan Conroy goes across to Mullen. Looks like now that shot has hit him. All little roly-poly forward from the Irishman as he does the grubber in behind. Now Andrew Nooster takes it on the 22. Looking for that next passing option. He finds Leroy Carter, who's just jogging this one forward. Puts the offload into Kitiona Vai. That's got to be the penalty to the Irish, doesn't it? No, the penalty goes against Ireland. They said he wasn't supporting his body weight. I think the only reason he wasn't supporting it was because he already had the ball in one hand and was trying to get up. Can't do anything about it. Hammy waited out. Says Spider-Man. Yeah, like it's one of those things that hopefully it will be gone by Tuesday because we are doing the Under-20 Rugby Championship on the Tuesday night. When is NPC back? I believe that is in early August, late July. And links for Distracted Sports. Check it out. Yeah, be sure to give Tony a little bit of loving, ladies and gentlemen. If you do enjoy rugby podcasts, there's one with Mark, 2 Cents Rugby. Some of you will know I'm one of the best out there in terms of entertainment as well as... I was trying to think of the word. It's not enforcement, but as well as, like, not educational, but as well as Enlightening? No, that's not the word. It starts with E, the word that I'm thinking of, but I can't think of it. The NPC is in August. Says Braden. Now line out throw here for New Zealand. It's going to be Andrew Newstub to throw this ball in. And NBC, or MBZ, ain't been too fancy in the 20s. Or sorry, New Zealand. Yeah, although they were in really tough conditions up against the under 20 South Africans. All Blacks all the way, 31 points to 19. They tried to take it quickly. Referee says no thank you. We'll go back again. What's that link? It's for Distracted Sports Channel. Or Tony. I love you, bro. Thank you for your service, says Tony Montana. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. Yeah, being here. 5 minutes remaining in this contest. Now, of course, we are going to be back at the end of the month with the next leg of the Sevens. I think the word you're looking for is massive load of BS. Probably. But that's what makes it fun, Tony. You never know what you're going to get on a 2 cents gets distracted. And also, you never know what Mark will be able to keep in of what Tony has said. I don't know how much cutting he has to do, but I assume if it's anything like when we did a podcast, there'd be a couple things that don't quite sneak in. Collier has sniped round the side of the breakdown. They were only 2 meters out. Rather than shifting it out to the left-hand side, he decided to take it on himself, and he has got himself his second try of Singapore. Hamish bro, congrats. Super chat's coming. Says Vishal. Yeah, you guys have been pretty generous over this weekend, I do have to say. And I also learned recently that you can now leave likes on a donation, ladies and gents. So anytime someone does do a donation, be sure to put some likes in there as well. What a drongo, says Intercept. The thing is, if it's towards me, I kind of take that as a compliment, to be honest. Like, we've had a lot worse on the Sevens live streams. If Tony contents at Distracted Sports, when you're free, check them out. That South Africa under 20 looked like 110 kgs every player. Yeah, although a few of the backs were a little bit lighter, weren't they? But yeah, overall just a beast of a side. I think it was their number 7, wasn't it? It was just a man mountain. Currently 3.5 minutes remaining. New Zealand have got themselves a bit more of a lead. 17 points to 7. And not too lazy to cut anything out. Thanks, Blues Nate. Says Tony. That's going to be loose. Knocked back by Terry Kennedy. Now, that was almost a knock on from him. But it pops out the back door for Jordan Conroy, who now decides to go for a boot in behind again. His knee is struggling, and you can see it on his face. It looks like he's about 2 steps away from not being able to continue. That was playing the ball on the ground from Tupaia Cook-Savage, and Ireland get themselves the penalty. Mark Roach takes it quickly, going to the left-hand side. This is another chance here for the Irish. Flick on the inside from Terry Kennedy. Another offload to Jack Kelly. It's gone backwards. Mullen. The Irish, can they get over for another try? What a seller, the dummy from the big photographer himself, Harry McNulty. Well, first try in Singapore. How about a description of the Battle of Hastings? I don't think I'll be the best one to be able to describe it because I don't think we learnt that at school, to be honest. After they South Africa really under 20s, look over 20s, and South Africa looked over 100 too. Let's go the Kiwis, says Nas. That is fantastic work. Harry McNulty sold one of the biggest dummies we've seen from the Irish team in this tournament. And he gets them back into the contest. We are now sitting 14 points to 17. It is still in favour of New Zealand, but this game is not over. They have never won a title, the Irish. Never been able to get themselves the gold medal. At this stage, Jordan Conroy will be making his way from the field. That is due to his injury, which is a massive shame for the Irish, but they will kick this ball off short, and McNulty takes it beautifully. He's still going to be one of the keys. Another penalty goes the way of the Irish. Not rolling away against New Zealand there. Momentum has well and truly shifted in favour of the men in green. They have opted to go for the scrum here, the Irish. While Ireland are in the final, they certainly are sub-done. I did my part already. What's the time like, says Joseph? Still another 2 minutes remaining on the clock, so plenty of time for one of these two sides to get themselves the victory. But like I mentioned, the last 10 times that they've played, it always seems to be pretty close. Harry McNulty, though, could be the X factor that the Irish need in this game to be able to walk away with the victory. Don't lose to the Paddies, please, says Mana Black. I'm too close for comfort, says Kevin. And as well, McNulty is such an Irish name, says Annoy. And now the ball's going to be fed in. Mark Roach got it available. It's going to be kicked out of his hands by one of the Kiwi players, but the ball has gone back. Terry Kennedy tries to chip him behind. He's going to be chasing after this one hard. New Zealand dragged down. It's a high tackle, though, from Terry Kennedy. If he hadn't tackled him high, it would have been a 5-metre scrum for the Irish. But before he got to that stage of putting the ball down in the in-goal area, he was tackled around the neck. This game is anybody's now, says Kevin Layla. It certainly is. Still 50 minutes remaining. New Zealand looking to find the touchline. They've been able to do just that. New Zealand win unless the Irish fabled luck comes out of nowhere, says Simi Souza. Andrew Newstub, he put in just enough of a check on Terry Kennedy that he wasn't going to be penalised for it, but also it slowed down Terry Kennedy just enough. Now another line out. Oh, they've actually said that they've seen them given as like obstruction of a player. Willowinny here erased their cup quarterfinal run, says Inouye. I mean, it would be their first ever in history for the Irish to win a gold medal in the Sevens, so it would be massive for them, although New Zealand, they are in possession. Kitione Vai, in fact, it was Cody Vai, has dropped that ball. They're only 20 metres out from their line here, New Zealand, and they've given the Irish an ideal opportunity with 10 seconds remaining on the clock to be able to have one last crack at scrum time. They could have just looked to close out the game, but unfortunately Cody Vai is the man who has put it down. Brady Rush went for the pass and it's just gone through the hands. A simple schoolboy error. They are saying it could have gone backwards, but at the end of the day, you can't be hanging on to that ball and putting it down inside of your 22. I'm not worried. Our boys in black too good for the Irish, says Spider-Man. Tell you what, they'll be nervous here though. They've given the Irish an opportunity on the 22 to be able to feed this ball in. Low down, Dirty Harry McNulty, says Blues Nate, but they're 30 metres out at the moment for the Irish. They've got their numbers on the left. Trying to find this next gap. It is going to be Mullen. Tackled by Andrew Newstub. New Zealand looking for the turnover. He has to release it. McNulty off to the left-hand side again. If they somehow get 3 points here, we would go to golden point time. But I don't believe the Irish would be considering that as their option. They want the try, and they want it now. Here comes the youngster O'Connor. Puts it on the outside to Mullins. Now attack and run from Aaron O'Sullivan. New Zealand on the ball. They win the penalty, and again, the Irish so close to being able to pull off their first win in a final, but they will miss out. And New Zealand, for about the 60-somethingth time, will walk away with a gold medal on a sevens leg. I Hamish at the pub. I hope you're doing well, and let's go New Zealand. And I dropped it. I like the Blues second front rower. His name starts with a P, lol. Says Inouye. And also Shucks. And told you, says Spider-Mick, although it was a game of inches in the last, I should say. That sounded a little bit too close to another sentence there. But yeah, in the last kind of couple minutes, Ireland again. Every time, it's so close. But they just end up missing out at 60-something time. Yeah, I can't remember. I thought it was 69, but I don't know whether or not that was correct. And then people would be like, why are you thinking of that number? So I just said 60-something. They had it earlier on about what the exact number was. You beauty. Another gold, says Mana Black. And I was all as well here. Hope it was good with you. And back to back by both New Zealand teams. And let's go, says Amy GoNZ. And there as well. But nonetheless, New Zealand taking out the gold. Now the only thing left is that last competition, which is in about, I believe, 3 weeks' time. We are going to get to see Madrid. And we'll quickly get the schedule. Madrid is on the 31st of May to the 2nd of June. Those schedules will be announced a little bit later on. And we'll go there now. Go get some rest, boy. I'm going to go have an orange, Tony, because vitamin C. But then after that, we do still have one more stream. It's a rugby union one, but after that, I promise I will catch up on sleep and I'll get much better. Tyler Nathan just texted me. She's happy. I was at a rugby game. Well, that was a rugby game, I presume. That is correct. Rugby Sevens, of course. Great game, great call. Says Doctor. And double for New Zealand, says Nov Mum. And out of the box, do they finish 6th in the end overall? Champions Cup tonight too. That is the plan. Yep, Harlequins versus Toulouse. That is at 2 a.m. New Zealand time. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Says Simran there. Your first video was in 2017 about snowboarding. True, but also there were videos before that we have now privated because they weren't fitting with the rugby mould. And what time next game? So it is at 1:55 a.m. New Zealand time is when we are going live again, and that will be Harlequins versus Toulouse. Thank you, Hamish, says Kevin. And also just the sports, when are you going live? Says Ivan, and hey, Hamish, says Amira. And thank you, Hamish, says O'Brien. And there as well. So yeah, New Zealand get themselves the win. Back-to-back, drink lemon tea. That is also a very good idea. How do you know, Tyler? Says Mana Black, and up the mighty Kiwis. Says Razor Robinson. And there as well on holiday tomorrow, sweet. Is the game in the bag for the Kiwis. They have just won the game. 17 points to 14. And men's and women's double gold medal winners. And my ex-brother Mana says Nas Williams. And there as well. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. As we are, of course, trying our best not to sneeze, but we should be alright. But yeah, be sure to tune in for that later on live stream taking place for the Champions Cup, which is going to be between between Toulouse and the Harlequins. That is at 2 a.m. New Zealand time. Be sure to pop in, but I do appreciate all of you being here for the Sevens. Next leg is on the 31st of May, and we are also going to be covering that one on the channel. Who won in the women? It was New Zealand. Got themselves a win in the final over the Australians. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And we'll see you all for the next one.